this one, so this one here.
Why do we have such a problem getting these out? I mean, they should be done. So either you need to call in for reinforcements or something earlier or something, because it's a time waster.
They're all good.
Okay, we got all of them now.
Just what you got left there. 7, 8, and 9 will be here, and then 1 claims. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
I call the meeting to order. The roll call. Trevor Bundy here. Brenda Bunger here. Chaz Foster
Here.
Tyler Evans here. Joel Holscher here. Julie Lyon.
Here,
Matt Watnick.
Here.
Caleb Frazier. Okay, going to public time. Stephanie Bentz giving us update on expanded access.
Hey, council members. Thank you for letting me come speak tonight. If some of you were here in the fall when I spoke about expanded access and what this would do for the library, so I'm just back tonight to give you an update. Now, Michaela did ask, do you have a handout? And I told her no, but they printed me 200 of these. So I certainly do. I'm going to pass this around. It's just a little bit of an advertisement for it. We went live June 24th, and so far we have 48 people signed up for it. Now we're trying to get more, so we're going to go to Colton Country Days and try to get a few more that morning. What this does is allow people with a special card. It is not their library card. They need an additional card, but it allows them to come up to the door, scan that badge, punch in their PIN, and the door unlocks and they go in and do their library business. Sometimes they just come in to check out their holds. Sometimes they're there to play with their kids. And then when they're done, they badge again and then they leave. And it is very new. We're just in the week 3 of it. So we have a little bit of a software glitch. Mayor Bundy was nice enough to install a door, and the software on that door is having trouble relocking appropriately and unlocking appropriately. And I wish it were a different situation tonight, but I do need to be honest that that is going on and we are trying to fix it. So if you get complaints, Michaela, about it, please let me know. And we're just trying to work through the bugs as we go. But as we work through it, we do expect to have over 100 people signed up and able to use the library this way. Now, I just want to reassure you again, we're not cutting hours or doing anything to the in-person library services. We are still there and still operating on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. This just gives people more options. And some people want to come in when they have the library to themselves and can enjoy time with their children and playing with the toys and the computers and things. Again, we're going to be at Colton Country Days. We are going to have crafts in the library and things on the lawn for families to do. We have advertised this to let people know to come. And so we hope to get more registrations that day too. We're very pleased. Thank you for the door. Are there any questions so far about the service or?
What are the hours for that expanded access?
That's a good question.
Oh.
It's 8 in the morning until 9 at night.
Oh, okay.
If the library is closed for a holiday, it doesn't work, and that's because we can't offer any kind of support for people.
Sure.
And if the library is open, of course, it doesn't work because we're there, and so we're not on expanded access hours.
Okay.
So, and I'm just let you know, we'll probably start budgeting for that ramp.
Oh, great.
So we're going to look at redoing that whole ramp and have it go the other direction. And then, well, one, I don't think it's wide enough for a wheelchair.
Yeah, no, it isn't. No.
So it's kind of pointless to have a ramp when you
Can
get a wheelchair up it. So,
when you do the ramp, can you have like stairs
well,
on the one side?
I think we'll look at having it
And
go
then
the other direction.
You have the ramp go south.
Yeah.
And then maybe have stairs that people can just walk right in if they need to. Otherwise, they got to go all the way. I mean, whatever. It's not a huge thing, but if you're going to redo it, let's just make it fully usable and functional.
I remember somebody told me last week that the reason that they didn't put the ramp that way to begin with was because there's not a lot of room right there, and there's no like, I don't know if you have to use like the alley to get to the ramp, or something like that. Does that make sense, you guys?
The alley, that I don't know, but I just assume maybe it,
You know, like how would they access the ramp from that way?
Well, from the sidewalk, you do the same thing as doing now, it's just gonna be turned the opposite way. We just want it to face the south, because then the sun will hit it and melt the ice off of it.
Yeah.
And now it's shadowed all
I
the
think, I'd honestly like just to see what it costs just to do a concrete ramp. And then do a metal handrail, so then it's just, we're done with it. There's zero maintenance to it after that, you know.
Michaela, do you have an old key to the old door?
I do.
I don't.
Okay, because if that door is giving you fits, Mayor Bundy, trying to get in to install the threshold,
Yeah.
the back door on your old key will work on that back door.
Okay.
It lets you into the library
I think I
section.
have one myself,
Okay.
so
All
I'll have
right,
to go through my keys at
that's
home.
kind of a hack if you need to enter, or you can call me, one of the two.
Okay. No.
Well, thank you, everybody, and I'll be back in the fall then for our annual update unless something comes up before then.
Thank
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you Saturday.
Okay.
Mike, you got anything for public then?
Monty Cooper here for Fulton Fire Department. Reporting in, we had 3 medical emergencies, 1 fire training live room, and a couple trainings. So if you got any questions, with our activity for the month, pretty slow, but we'll make up for it here next week.
Nope, don't have anything.
Okay, you got anything? The door's open.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Were there any updates on the radio? Or what's the latest?
I see Golden West is working in there today.
Okay.
Their communication
Oh.
into it.
I can go ahead. I can shed some light. when you're done.
Go ahead.
Just talking with the contractor that's going to be installing it. Sounds like hopefully here first part of August they're going to get a lift into town and get it put on the water tower, and then it's just a matter of getting all the wiring done and hooked up and getting all their testing done, and then Metro has to do or the sheriff's department has to do their part on the back end for.
Probably be October, November before they get up and
It could be.
By the end of the fiscal year. Not a hurry.
Yeah.
At least it's coming.
It's coming. It's a work in progress. It's moving. So yeah.
Perfect. All right. Anything else, guys? Mike?
Nothing right now.
You want?
Just here to listen.
Just here to listen? Okay. Okay, we'll move on to special alcohol beverage license for Classic Corner for Country Days. They take over the large concession stand up the ball fields, and we don't have to be in it, so we can concentrate just on the pool. So if there's any questions on that at all, ask, no, we can get a motion to approve.
It's just beer, right? Or are they doing?
It's malt liquor.
Malt liquor.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to approve it.
Okay, motion from Joel,
I'll second.
second from Matt Whitnick. All those in favor say aye.
Right.
All those opposed, same sign. Okay. Move on to Minnehaha County Sheriff's Report. Let's not look at that. We'll move on to year-to-date member splash. This is for the pool and concession stands up at the pool and baseball.
So,
4 speeding tickets.
all time,
Getting them.
not many people speed by my house lately.
Yeah. They just
Turn around.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Any semis that can't get turned around?
No, not this year yet.
Well,
He's got a
they
move.
put a, did they put a stop sign over on the corner? Yeah.
Oh, on the north side of town
Yeah.
here. Yeah, that caught me by surprise
Yeah,
the
me
other
too.
day.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I went right through that thing. I looked and I'm like,
Oh,
That one.
Is that a
stop sign that was there?
So,
Sure as crap, there it was.
That's in Fulton?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the quarterly.
I did have, a resident ask today if we could put in speed bumps, up by the park. Cause all the people taking the dirt road are,
I thought we had some.
We got some portable ones that we throw out, like they're out right now for the region tournament, so. Yeah, I don't think we want permanent speed bumps out there, but
I see there's cones now.
we blocked that off so Tri-Valley Ball could take gate
Okay.
because they have to come up with, they said they want to host regions and then using the field in Colton. And, they didn't realize that when the VA or the Legion, you had to pay for the umps too. Like, so it's like $800 to maybe $1,000 for umps, so we're taking the help offset that cost, so.
I know you talked to the sheriff last time he was here about controlling that a little bit more after they closed that down.
Yeah, I haven't, yeah, we should maybe try and follow up with
Yeah,
him. But we went and, I went and talked to that homeowner last night that lives out there by the cemetery out there and asked if he's okay if we put them cones up there. Just so Tri-Valley Ball can take gate and they'll take them back down tonight and then we'll have them back up tomorrow. And then Wednesday if needed, I guess. So,
We did put the sodium chloride down too.
yep. Yeah, they did put that down there. You've seen that. So dust controls.
On
Right on the gravel.
both sides.
Yep. So,
I think they're ready to make a big one. So
Oh, nice.
I thank them for that.
Yeah.
for sure.
We should probably send them a letter thanking them.
well,
Put it
that's
on the
why
marquee.
they did it last year. That's why I gave them the sponsorship up at the ball field. They do it. So she doesn't really want too much recognition for it, but so I said, well, at least we can do is put a sign up there for you guys. So
I'll drop them off some hot dogs.
yeah, there you go. Any questions with the member splash? Point of sales?
So this is year to date.
This is year to date.
Okay.
Now, we've had a couple issues with member splash this year. So, which is on records, but the kids been doing their best to write it down when they did. And then once someone got there to address it, then they put it all in as one order. But,
What was the issue?
well, the one time they were trying to, so they've been working on trying to like separate the concession stand, little concession stand and the pool.
I
So
remember,
we could see what, but then it wasn't letting them like actually charge it to that. So then we had to go back to just the whole
It
guest.
was all in the same ledger.
So then I went back to guest. And then the other day, for somehow it got turned off that guests couldn't get charged, which the whole thing's under like a guest. So they couldn't get charged. So then turned that back on and then that worked. And then somehow it got switched to a double, like some sort of, you could choose your cash payment. So it could either go cash or credit card or cash or check. Usually it's always just been under the cash basis. So then they couldn't click over, but then until now, I'm like, no, you have to go and click over and click cash and then it will let you click it out. So now they got it figured out. But
What's the guest fee? Is that the
that's
difference
the,
between?
that's the daily pass.
That's the.
Or the ones that come in that don't have a membership.
Oh, okay.
So
190 of those.
Yep.
And 55 passes. Does it keep track of how many visitors we
Yep.
get every day?
every day. So usually I'll go, I haven't usually kept on, but you can go on there in any day and pull a certain time frame up and I'll tell you
Yeah.
exactly how many came through that day. So that's what we're gonna go back through at the end of this year and readjust pool times. No, and that's probably not gonna be the accurate data this year for the pool because it hasn't been the greatest year for the pool with
No, I haven't.
the weather and the rain and stuff like that, but we're trying to find that happy medium of when to close the pool, what time, how long we stay open, you know.
Mhm.
I think we're finding out that the shutdown from 4 to 5 was supposed to be a kind of a break, one for swimming lessons, two, there's supposed to be a shift change, and then when there was a shift change, the kids were going to do a quick cleaning of the pool. But I think we're finding out now there's some families that are kind of upset that they come in there at 4 or 3:30, and then they get kicked out for an hour and then have to come back. So we might have to reevaluate that going next year. So, but hopefully at the end of the year we'll pull all the data out and see the visitations and the time frame of what's the best, you know. So from there. Moving on. Nothing quotes, anything, Pete, you got for parking there?
No. Just kind of getting everything cleaned up and ready for the weekend here, so. Jubilee or are they coming in?
No,
Is there any requests that you need from us?
nope, I don't think so. So Heather was gonna come in, but regions up there. One thing we did do, and just to keep you guys informed, Pete and I talked, we did order a bunch of that cutter bug spray to spray down at the ball field for, well, today, he sprayed today, and then probably, are you gonna spray again this week? Just for country days again?
Looks like maybe some rain on Friday too. So hopefully it doesn't rain too much.
Well,
and
that
wash
cutter
it
is
all
supposed,
off.
that cutter is supposed to make it through the rain.
Yeah, it'll last through the rain.
But I think it's helping.
I'm not planning on doing the park and pool area until like Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
We put it down at the ball field today, we'll see if that helps. I mean, it's not gonna get rid of all of it,
Right.
but I mean, hopefully it makes it so we can at least sit there and, yeah. We've
I got
also
some
been
stuff
spraying-
that'll work.
It's good?
Yeah.
Been spraying mosquitoes every other night for the last week and a half, so.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's doing something.
Pete's been spraying a little hard out every night. Can't
Yeah.
keep up with it.
No, I think it's helping.
It's slowly, we're slowly getting there. Well, if it stops raining.
I mean, it
then we're
isn't,
good.
yeah. I mean, it isn't gonna,
Feel free to just back into my driveway and take a break. Let's get the deal going.
Put a regular garage.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that too. Just fog it out.
So, okay. Anything for Pete? Anybody want to ask questions? Okay. Not that, we're gonna move on to the drinking water resolution. Page 9 through 18. Any questions on that at all?
It's all three of these resolutions combined, or the two resolutions, sorry.
Yep.
Combined at the $1.17, correct?
Yeah, that's what we went through on Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Well, yes and no. The one is being taken out of that $8 reserve fund. And then the other is where the $1.17 comes from.
and- so we can do, anybody have any questions? I mean, there's really no changing in the game now, unless it's either a yes or no on the resolutions.
Did you have a good turnout at the open house?
Yes, we did.
Actually, it is really
did.
good
I
turnout.
was surprised, I'm happy that we did have that turnout because I know Sophie and Western are like, well, how many you expecting coming? I'm like, I don't know, maybe 3 or 15, but 37 actually signed their name on the paper, and I think some came in later, so Western counted 40.
40 or right on 40, 41.
So hopefully we got the correct message out of why we are doing this. But with that going forward, if there's no questions, we'll do them individually, the clean water resolution. If I can get any motions or concerns on that. Get a motion on that.
I'll make a motion.
Motion from Julie Lane. We get a second.
1 second.
Second from Chaz Foster. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Like, Drinking water resolution passed. Drinking water resolution, page 19 through 27. We can get a motion on that or discussion or concern. If not, just get a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Motion from Joe Hollister. Give it a second.
I'll second it.
Second from Brendan Bunger. All those in favor say aye.
All right.
Right.
All those opposed, same sign. Then the surcharge resolution, page 28 through 30. If there's any discussion or concern on that, if not, we can get a motion to approve the first charge.
So what is the difference in dollar amounts compared to last year?
$1.07.
Just adding the $1.17
Yep.
For 5,000 gallons.
For 5,000.
or 5? Yep.
This is not the new updated chart. This is our current water rates right here.
Okay, and then we'll add the $1.17.
Yes.
And that goes to the. Oh, never mind. Answer my own question.
That one? Questions on the surcharge resolution?
You got it.
You got one? Oh, Drew got it. Everybody got one?
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Motion from Matt Wapnick. We get a second.
I'll second.
Second from Tyler Evans. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Surcharge resolution passed. Okay, move on to claims. Some claims.
So did we get those other cameras up in the park? Is that what that first one is for?
No, they're not up yet.
No.
When
Okay.
they, do you know when they're getting installed, Pete?
I think we're just waiting on some parts there, that collector or whatever is around the building to shoot the signal back to the pool.
Oh, the point to point.
Yeah.
So,
What did we have to put a windshield in?
We put put my pickup, put windshield and tires on it for using it for the last 10 years or whatever, 8 years.
Okay.
That's part of the tire.
The old truck, right?
No, my personal one.
Oh, gotcha. Oh, that's right, yep.
Just like a reimbursement type deal or whatever. So means I don't charge anything to bring it in. And we used it to go up and get that white pickup up in North Dakota. So. Dad, West Dakota.
Yep, so I talked to him for a while, so I get moving on that. Yeah, yep, I kind of told him. Just those two and then let's move. Might want to talk to Sophie because
She thought maybe.
you have to get ahead of it. We can start collecting. Well, we won't start working close. We'll start putting it over. This is, we want to design and put out the bid before the first, so.
It's definitely not a moneymaker. It's definitely not a moneymaker, no.
I don't think it's, any city would say their pool is a moneymaker.
I don't think the pool's ever made any city any money.
Nope.
Definitely not
Like 20,
a business,
25,000.
for sure.
I'm okay with it
It's
first, honestly.
it's a recreation for residents.
It's nice to have.
Yeah, I'd hate to lose it.
Is there any questions on claims?
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Motion from Matt Watnick,
I'll second it.
second from Joe. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, same sign. Okay, claims are passed. June meeting minutes.
Number 1, second page, just need Chaz's first name. Second line.
And I did talk to him about going on in fire, the way that they can do that, so he thinks if he gets that one person up there, it shouldn't be an issue, so.
Yeah, talk to him. He was gonna kind of talk to Tom, see what their plan is. You know, they kind of said tentatively this end of the month, but
Yeah,
that
like I
was
said,
like,
so they want to bring in material up till the end of the month, so he's like, that is when that they're.
starts what, the first or second week of August.
Under ordinances, I think we should have first names if we were having them in number 1.
What was that, Julie?
If we're gonna use like Evans, Tyler, Lyon, Julie, then I think down in the ordinances, when we approve it, we should use it the same format.
The question I have is, and this is just a question. So on the agenda, it just says C. Foster, T. Evans, and then we're doing the whole name on the second page for the roll call. Could we do just the same?
And then just in the notes, then just keep using the last name.
Just that, you're saying just like.
Or,
The J Lion.
Yeah.
That's what you're.
yeah,
Just to keep the same format.
Let's keep the same format.
yeah, to keep the
So it
same
keeps
format
rolling.
and just keep it all the way through both of them.
So anytime you're gonna reference council member name, it's the same as your roll call.
B.
So
Bunger, C. Foster.
if B Bunger makes a motion, that's how it'll read in the minutes too.
I mean, I guess it don't matter. It looks way different from both pages is all I'm getting at.
No, that's, yeah, we want to keep it consistent.
What do you prefer?
I don't know.
I'm good with, as long as it's the same.
Yeah,
I'm
no,
good
I
with,
think that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay.
I do.
And there'll also be less typing.
Abbreviate the first name.
Well, I think, I want to say all the cities, when they do the minutes, do just last name when they're making like the motion notes and stuff like that.
I was to say, is there a correct format? And you would know, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Up at the top, they do it various ways, but usually down in the minutes, it just says like their last name. Yeah. So I will look at Crooks and Humboldt and see how they put it at the top. And try that out for next month.
Sounds good.
No questions or concerns besides the ones that, remarks that Julie made with that? Get a motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve.
You want to approve in both?
Both
both
the
agenda.
agenda and the minutes, yep.
Motion from Tyler Evans. Second.
I'll second, or
Go ahead.
I'll second it.
Second from Matt Watnick. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. All right, anybody else got that? Anybody got anything to add?
I have a quick question. Will you just tell us about your time at Rapid? Just to,
Yeah,
I mean, was it good? Did you find it beneficial or?
it was really good. How about I tell you next time? And then I'll have prepared some bullet points.
No, that's
to think
fine.
About it.
That's fine.
I got one question, and it was just odd. I've never recognized it before, but I was driving down whatever street turns into the gravel road. Yeah. Going south, it's a yield. Coming north, it's a stop sign. Because
Because of all the traffic that comes into town.
because I was driving south and I was hanging a right. I had a yield and I kind of rounded the corner. Well, the guy at the stop sign stopped and took off, and I had to stop. So I don't know if it would be with one stop sign, if we should have another stop sign, just so
Whatever you guys want. It used to be a yield sign. forever.
both sides.
Just a few years ago, Brian Simmons' mom was complaining about the traffic flying through there. One of the ways to slow them down is to put a stop sign
See, with the three-way stop down here sure slows them down.
in.
You don't use stop signs to control speed.
I know, but it works. It works there
That's
though.
what they're meant for.
So that's why that's there. It used to be a yield sign both ways, but
So yeah, I just noticed, I was like, partially because he, took off out of there and I had to come to a stop to let him go, and he probably didn't realize it was a yield on my side or on the north side.
Question for the fire department, how that one grant asked about the traffic sign,
Denied.
we got denied?
Sheriff threw it out.
Did that? Is there another avenue?
Try again next year.
Try again next
It'll
year.
come up again.
So did they give a reason why?
I'm sure the sheriff's department just saw that bigger
Bigger
things they wanted.
Yeah. How much? Because that was like 12,000, right?
Yeah, 18.
18, that's what it was. Yeah.
They do have one. They do have the one we can use. They'll bring it up. This might be the weekend we want.
What about a portable one?
That's what they were
That's what
just
he's
talking about.
Yeah.
We got denied.
Because that would have been nice to have
Oh, really?
now.
Right.
Yeah. With this traffic and
So we don't have it.
Yeah.
no through traffic.
What's that?
So we don't have it.
Call and ask if they can put it
The
up.
one that was in town, that was the sheriff department.
I
So we
wonder,
never did get one.
I know the highway patrol has one too. I wonder if they would put it on a county road or gravel road versus a state highway. I guess, yeah, I don't know how that works, but I seen one sitting up on mile and a half north on 19. There was one there for a couple weeks, so,
Maybe get that sign set up there and then have a request that they sit there a little more often to slow that traffic down coming into town.
Traffic going through town too.
All streets,
I mean, you can't,
right?
you know, how do you?
I don't know what you do. I don't think there's anything that you can really do besides me yelling at kids as they drive by at 40 miles an hour past my house. So
No one stops at the stop sign by my house, drives me insane.
no,
I do.
Oh.
If I drive by, I stop.
If I see you out there, I stop.
I speed up and look for it.
As far as like,
You would, Trevor.
as far as like 4th Street now, we're gonna have to get the design and all that. Banner's gonna have to start on that like pronto, because we have to have this thing bid out by the end of the year. So that we haven't even designed the project yet, so there's a lot of work that has to happen.
So,
There'll be a contract that Banner will have to present us next month
yeah, August.
for the design work.
They've designed the sewer, correct?
That's designed.
It's
Yeah, I,
Or-
there, but it's
it's
not
not-
like,
It's just preliminary.
yeah, there's not like measurements and elevations and stuff. It's
Okay.
there, but
We-
it's not, it still has to be like
We-
designed.
We talked with Weston and Weston asked how fast, if this went through tonight. Obviously, we had to do a contract next month to move forward anyways again too, but how fast we wanted to go. And to try and still keep that 200,000 that we still have with that other project and see if we can get that approved to move over to this project.
well, they approved the sewer, didn't they?
Yeah, the project's approved for, there's $200,000 in funds left over from the lining project.
Yep.
And so if we can bid this project out before the first of the year, we might be able to pull that 200,000 into this project.
Okay.
So that's why
But
we're,
if we bid it out after the first year, then that 200,000, the city will lose it. It's gone. It's free money.
Yeah.
It's already been given to us, so.
Well, my question is can we at least bid out because the water main wasn't approved? Or was that put into the,
that's all.
that's all approved for it?
Yeah. Yeah, everything that all our resolutions, everything that we went through, that's
Okay.
the whole 9 yards, everything's getting done.
Did you bring one of those billboards down here?
They're probably in safe or somewhere, wherever.
Yeah.
You put them at.
So
But
that's our goal.
That's the goal, is if we can get this thing bid out before the first year, we could potentially take that 200,000 and move it into this project.
And
You know,
what
we
we're-
covered all that Monday.
and what we're
Well, no,
talking,
what I was talking about is I thought the leftover money from the sewer lining project, I thought we put in there the stormwater, 2nd Street, and that one up there. And I thought we sent that up for approval.
one up where,
Up
the fourth.
No,
you were thinking Charles
I think
and,
Yeah.
that got denied.
and
with that,
second.
If I remember right.
because I thought we put those 3 in and we submitted that in to get approved. And I thought we had to pay for designs at that point for them to approve it.
Yeah,
But I don't think the
quote me
water
on
main was part of that approval.
No, the water main wasn't. So, no, so what we did was the storm sewer,
Mhm.
that was already designed. We had to pay for the design of the storm sewer.
Storm sewer and the sewer.
Well, the preliminary, we didn't have that actually designed. They got that designed.
Okay.
Now, the goal is to take that, and we've been talking with Sophie, if it's gonna be a hit or miss, and we're hoping that they'll let us, if we can get that 200,000 to move over here, we're hoping that we can push it towards to pay off down on one of the loans. We're hoping that the state doesn't say no, and then take back some grant money, to offset everything. So we're hoping that we can pay one down, we can pay one of the loans down.
Right.
And get it out, get rid of it, so. But, so it just depends on how the state looks at it and how, so her and Western are kind of working on that to see how they can write that up if we can do that. So that'd be awesome.
Yeah, the other thing is over by the ready mix on the gravel road there between 6th Street and
Mhm.
5th Street, there's that storm sewer that goes to the west. There's the pipe is separated in the middle of the road, and there's a hole in the road about that size. that pipe's only about 4 inches below the top of the road surface. It's like an 18-inch concrete storm sewer pipe. It catches all the water on the west side of the road. So Weston and I looked at that, and we think we can, there's enough elevation that we think we can put a valley gutter across 6th Street where instead of having that storm sewer pipe right there, and just raise where the water collects down, we'll raise that up and then take that short section of storm sewer out is what we're thinking.
You're talking that concrete one right there at the corner.
Yeah, well, it's not the main one that goes north, because there's a section that comes off of that and goes across the gravel road. And there's a big hole there. You can see where there's a pipe sticking out of the hole. If you drive through there, you'll see it. It's really obvious. But we're thinking about taking that out and putting a valley gutter through there. So, right up against 6th Street, basically. So more or less, we're gonna, instead of the water going through the pipe, we're gonna move
The
water
valley gutter
south
would be going
and
east
across
and
the
west.
valley gutter. Yeah.
Okay.
And then that valley gutter will dump it right into that big box, that concrete box,
How full is that big box of gravel?
about half full.
Half full.
Silts in pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
Does that have a clean out of it?
Well, yeah, we can pull the lid off it and just scoop out. So,
You able to get in there easily to get to it?
yeah. Yeah.
And then that one goes to the north
The water comes from the north and goes south under 6th Street and then.
in that drain
tile.
tile.
So we're working on that when they're up doing elevation shots and stuff. They're gonna take a bunch of elevation shots over there and try and put something together and see what we can do there.
Then the next thing, Heather was gonna come tonight to present the council, but Regions is obviously going on tonight. So we need to figure out what we want to do. She is either passing it on to somebody else or she's gonna hand the money to the city for the pool renovation. She's stepping off that board, so she doesn't have enough.
Member on it.
She's the last member on it, so she's done. She doesn't want any part of it anymore. Not that she doesn't want any part of it anymore, she just doesn't have the time to do anything, and you can't do it with one member. So I think there's close to roughly around 30,000.
I thought there was like 21 or 23,000 or something.
I think there's more than that in there. I think there's,
I heard it was 30.
I think it's 30. My suggestion and what I told her is we make an extension off the development corporation development group, and then development group puts it into a CD, and their main goal is just to watch it in a CD, and it stays for the pool, but it just stays in a CD until we can get some new members or someone wants to take it back over, unless the city can find something to do.
Is that money available for like painting and?
I mean, that's what, but I think that's what we need to ask the community, what we want to do with it, with the funds. Do we want it to sit in a CD and that, or do we want to make some renovations? But we gotta be careful with where the renovations we do on there, because you can't touch the bathhouse.
No, we
can't touch, we can't really, well, we can touch the vessel to a point.
There's some cracks that we need to be sealed and some chips, spots that chipped out that need to be ground out and re-plastered, and then the pool should be painted again here next year.
What about like if we can find a bladder system or something?
That's what we did look at. Game Fish and Parks had that grant, and we did look, we talked to him. And
How much was that?
we don't know, because we haven't had a company be able to come and give us a price.
Oh, okay.
He gave us two numbers. One was out of North Dakota and one was in Nebraska, right?
Mhm.
The one said they don't come out of state, and the other one won't answer the phone. So, because we were gonna apply for the grant, and then Heather's like, well, you know, whatever on the shortfall, I guess you guys could use the pool funds for that. 'Cause the liner would be the ultimate fix on, well, it wouldn't be the ultimate fix if
I have some,
heck long
yeah.
time and
I
probably by
still think our plumbing's where we're losing most of the water, because if you shut the pump off overnight, the pool don't lose hardly any water. I think it's in under the pool and the plumbing.
but
And we can't touch that.
we can touch the plumbing.
Well, you can, but it's underneath all the concrete.
Yeah, there's just,
Right.
we just can't make any big renovations to the pool.
Right.
Are we worried?
Because we already checked in with, because we put in a ask in with Sioux Valley Energy for their Operation Roundup to add to the pool deck.
Mhm.
You know, remember that conversation?
Yep.
But check with the lawyer and all that, if it's, how the wording on that is, because we didn't actually change any sort of access into the pool or the structure of the pool, so we could do that.
Cloudy, cause you gotta move the fence, take the existing fence out, move it back.
Yeah.
These chain link fences around the pool, the new ones are like grounded and, like if there's lightning strike, everything grounded to go into the ground and not like say charged or whatever.
The scary part is the state or them come in and say, you guys aren't handicapped. And that's where the big dollars come in. It's either zero entry or that lift chair, which that lift chair is like ridiculous price
Well, our pool ain't shallow enough,
to do zero entry.
well, to do a lift chair, cause I mean,
Oh, you could do.
No, you can do a lift chair.
you can still do a lift
It's
chair.
just, it comes off the side and
It
it's
lowers you
Chair
into the
and
water.
Puts them right in the water.
but
When we redo the ramp, we'll put the old ramp from the library in there.
Well, I was just trying to think, I mean, how shallow is that the shallow end? Still 4 feet?
that was what the big project was, and the fundraising for it was just to keep our original vessel and go to the northeast and do a zero entry. But at that point in time, I mean, it's 2.1. That was in 2018.
2 million for
Mhm.
just that.
That wasn't including the bathhouse, was it?
It's just doing a zero entry more or less.
Yeah.
So Pete, what's the major repairs? Like, what are the most costly ones at the pool?
The one,
Like the number one and
the
number
most
two?
costly work you'll ever do to the pool is fill cracks and like when the plaster's coming off, you gotta grind that out and
Yep.
plaster it. That's tough. That's where we run into.
That's
that.
where the big money is. So
And then the
like
painting.
the plumbing issue, are we,
Well, we've never touched the plumbing, so that's the
That's a scary
original
issue.
plumbing.
is that something where we could have somebody come out and scope it? Just to try and maybe help pinpoint where we need to maybe focus at, and can we take some of that money and
I don't know.
maybe look
I
into,
don't even know if there's a lining system for that, is there?
Not for water pipe.
Not for water pipes.
Because it's underneath the vessel, so you gotta remember.
oh, I know, you would have
And you
to,
gotta, and you should see that pool during,
be
when
a
it's
lot of
completely
manual
empty.
labor.
There's a lot of groundwater that comes up there, so there's a lot of pressure on the bottom side of that pool.
In a
too.
dry year, it's really good. Like if we were gonna do something, this spring would have been the time to paint the pool because all the cracks are dry. But in normal years, the water shoots out of there's like relief plugs you pull out. The
Mhm.
water will shoot out of the plugs about that far, just to
Wow.
ground
That much
pressure.
ground pressure? Okay.
And then it's impossible to paint or do anything when the surface is wet all the time.
Mhm.
Yeah, what was that? Was that 2016 or 17 when we did epoxy painting? That was 50,000 to do that epoxy painting.
So I suppose the only way to get rid of that groundwater would be a bunch of
There's
drain
de-water-
tile.
There's de-water
And-
holes on both sides of the pool, so you just throw some pumps in there,
Okay.
turn them on for weeks before you're gonna do any work.
Gotcha.
But I just noticed this spring when we were cleaning it, that the paint's starting to the white on behind the paint starting to show again, so it's starting to fade out or whatever, just
So we might
from
want to
power
start.
washing it.
start
So within the next couple of years, we should probably plan on
epoxying it.
painting the pool and fixing the cracks.
Yeah, so we better start probably budgeting or saving for that then.
What do you think? What do you think that
Well, 2016, 17 was 50,000.
was it? We got the same or more?
Probably more.
But they did that was the whole pool though.
That was painting the whole pool and filling every crack.
Yeah, they filled the cracks in the deep end, didn't do anything in the shallow.
Okay.
All the work, most of the work happens in the deep end.
I wonder how we'd have to have the release pressure through that liner. I was just wondering how that liner doesn't get water behind the liner.
Right.
Too, but that's the thing, is those liners aren't forever either. I mean,
No,
probably
they,
7-10 years.
yeah, they
Was
were.
that all you get out of them? I was just curious.
And that was what my grandparents was. They had an in-ground pool and we had a liner about every 7 years for replacing it. So I don't know what a commercial grade one would be, but
No idea.
Yeah.
I don't even know what, I mean, I couldn't even throw a number at it, what it would even cost for
No liner.
Other than that, the pool's been, we had a water line break in the bathroom, in the concession stand. I think
They
the
dropped
lifeguards
something.
must have bumped something or whatever and broke the water line. And what else was there? Was there something else? I think that's it.
Yeah, so we haven't had any issues with that house. Doors all good, not sticking anymore? Yeah, that's right. Well, I guess
Boy, especially with this humidity, that's pretty good.
so.
Swelling.
And it ain't leaking any worse. It's still at about 220 gallons an hour or whatever. It's what it's always been for the last several years. So since we got these wireless water meters, we can actually see it.
One thing I would like to see if we could maybe next year budget for it is maybe put some like hand dryers up in the concession stands in the bathhouses.
Hold
Get
on,
rid-
we don't even have hot water.
I know, well, yeah, we gotta get a new hot water heater, but, that one doesn't work, right?
Yeah, it must not. When I turned it or went to fill it this year, the water was shooting out the bottom. So
Yeah, so we'd have to get a
rusted
new water
through.
heater. But I'm saying, the reason I'm saying the hand dryer is because the amount of paper towels that get going through and them kid, you know. And
We'll have to look,
even
'cause I don't-
even up at the other
I don't
ball
know if
field,
there's a lot of power left in that building.
you don't think so?
I think all the breakers are spoken for.
Right, so that might
We
not
have
be
to put a sub panel in, and
up it up.
which is
Open
an
it up.
option. I mean, I can't do it. but
No,
maybe
it was just
Buster
more or
could do
less a cosmetic and cleaning issue.
But it would be nicer, then you wouldn't have to deal with
Paper
the
towel.
towels all the time.
Oh, again, that one year we had that baseball tournament and up at that big concession stands. I swear we're going through a roll of paper towels every hour. Someone told me, paper towels are gone.
We did away with them at work too. We got hand dryers in every one of our bathrooms because they do use them and plug freaking toilets up.
Oh, sure.
So,
Could you consider getting a on-demand hot water heater, just a little one instead of would that be any cheaper?
probably would, I think.
Probably would be for what we're using it for. Yeah, heating that water.
Well, that actually probably
Is that
would.
natural gas out there or is that electric?
Like,
Your question on how we think about
Yeah.
I thought it
But
was
is it the same as the hot water heater? Power,
More.
more?
Well, if it's electric, I would imagine. I thought you guys had a gas.
No, we don't have any gas there.
That gas right across the street though.
Yeah.
There's gas there, just took the meter off the wall and they quit heating.
Is there any possibility for grants or anything to upgrade it or do anything with
There
that?
is. The sad part about it, I don't think we're gonna get the full funding on it. A lot of them grants, you have like 2 to 3 years to use them.
Yeah, that was.
So that's the
Them are
biggest.
like 50-50 grants, aren't they?
Yeah, so you have to get to a certain point on your funding, and then you can start going for them grants, because you apply for the grants and then you don't want to lose it. So it's one of them things is like, well, I think we've talked about it. If you raise half the money, then you start going for it. You start building it. So when they're only at 30,000, it's hard to. I mean, it had a lot of traction, but then we lost 2 members because they joined on council. So then they're afraid of conflict of interest, and the other one moved out of town. Well, 2 of them moved out of town. So then ended up just being Heather left down there. So, and she's had people say that they'd help when she does an actual fundraiser, but she needs help all around. So she just, maybe someone steps up or takes over. So I don't know. That's my suggestion, that we just, for now, I don't know if I necessarily want to get lost in the city funds. I'd assume have it in a CD and the development group just watch it. Because if you put it in a CD, they can't take it out anyways. You know what I mean? So,
Well, in the city, if the development group doesn't want to do it, the city could do it too.
yeah.
We could easily.
I don't know. These just as your guys' suggestions on what you guys ever want to do with it. I mean, if you want the city to watch it, we can do that too.
I think it's a horse apiece.
I just don't want it to go in the general account.
Yeah. I would agree with that. I think it needs to be kept separate and
Well, it has to be.
Yeah.
That fund was, or that money was raised for the pool, you can't just spend that on the fuel for the payload or
Yeah.
Wow, it'd be disheartening.
I would suggest the city, in case someone stops in and just questions and asks
Okay.
how much is in there, then we know.
You know, and then Michaela can watch it,
Mhm.
so.
You'll just put it in the CD.
Put it in the CD then.
Would it be just, you know, whether it's a yearly or probably whatever gets the best interest rate?
Yeah. And then if we get a,
Lion Bank's at what, 5%?
What's our pool size?
I think right now they got 5% CD rates for every,
I'd have to look, I don't remember. 40 or 60? I think it's 40 line. 40 line.
I found this one. You can request a quote.
yeah,
Why
for a-
not?
For a liner?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's commercial liner for, they do them for hotels and stuff like that. And
No, I honestly think that'd be the ultimate fix, and I'm just curious to see what that would cost, because, I mean, honestly, if you got to the point where it was like a 10-year, or if it lasts 10 years.
that's what this is. This has a 10-year warranty.
So if it has a 10-year warranty, you could probably stretch it out for 15. Well, without 5 years, 5 years without warranty, but then you could budget every year for it to build it back up again, and then that just becomes a.
Right, we know what the cost is, add a few percentage points and kick it out over the next 10, 15 years and budget to have.
That's the biggest issue with these pools, is nobody wants to work on them.
Nobody wants to touch them.
There you go, Tyler.
I ain't touching it.
Oh, boy.
No. You guys don't want to see me in a Speedo.
yeah, I can second that one.
Okay.
Julie,
Hey.
I do have, actually, I looked back through my notes and everything, so I'm a little bit more prepared for an answer for you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so like in the first part, we talked a lot about payroll and making sure that you're paying out of correct categories, like, and the differences between somebody who's hourly and salary and exempt and non-exempt, and the amount of hours that somebody can have for comp time. Like public safety is different. It's like double the amount of non-public safety. And different ways you can calculate overtime. And the difference between like bonuses and gift cards, things like that. And then they also talked a lot about jobs for employment, the differences between somebody who's 14, 15, 16, and 17 years old. There are very strict laws about that, and the fines, I want to say, were tripled because employers would rather just pay the fine than actually follow the law. So then the fines got tripled, so now they're extremely expensive. So I was very surprised by that information. And also talked about different ways you have to stay in compliance with your reporting to the state and paying your payroll taxes and reemployment taxes and state withholding information. That W-2s you get some of them electronically as of this year, which is what we did. And we also talked about annual reporting and preparing for an audit. So that was really good considering we have a biannual audit that will be coming up. So Tobias has been coming and we've been working a lot on getting all the 2023 and then what we can from 2022 into the accounting system. And
I think he's trying to turn the system over to a cash-based system too.
yes,
So
since that was approved,
yeah,
to switch from
accruing.
accrual to cash basis a few months ago. Oh, I also talked about work comp claims and how important it is to document and report them within 72 hours. Otherwise, they will not be covered. And they said even something like somebody got scratched, well, if that turns infected, if it wasn't reported within 72 hours, then it's probably not going to be covered.
Sounds like you learned quite a bit.
I did learn a lot. And let's see here, I also talked a lot about sales tax and like the federal surplus, how it works when we, and state surplus, when we have items that we no longer use, how we have to put them up for auction, not just discard of them, and depreciation on items and how to keep like a depreciation list of city-owned items. And there was a really big bummer that I'm not sure what happened, but Banyan was supposed to come and be there and they were not there. So SDML is no longer going to be, they're not going to continue a relationship with them. So I think I heard something about that the ownership changed or something, but they were notified that they weren't coming and it's just, they just weren't there for their session. So that was pretty disappointing.
Yeah, that would be, you know, I mean,
Yeah, when I showed up to the room and they're like, sorry guys, we're not gonna have this session. You can pick one of the other
Well, that
ones.
was
It was
probably
just
the one
like,
that you wanted to see.
it was because I wanted to, I'm like, I want to see some of these people because you only talk to like 3 or 4 people and they're not cross-trained in the 3 different systems that talk to each other. But they recently had their one gal that was cross-trained in fund accounting and payroll leave. So now they decided that they need to cross-train.
growing pains.
Yes.
Oh.
Talk about ordinances and resolutions. Yeah, there was a lot. It was good. It was just kind of like brain overload. It was all good information.
Good.
One thing, because we should probably get that insurance guy up there to get that covered. What the Owens did. Shoulder roof? Yeah. He's insured. I don't know if you guys drove up there, they got that all complete, so. Turned out awesome. But, okay.
Okay.
Other than that, any other questions or concerns? Well, not. Motion to adjourn.
I'll make it.
I'll second.
Joe, second from Matt. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, same sign. Adjourn. Check that off, Tyler.
I don't have it.
It's up there.